Please like and subscribe. Si-woo was left alone with Skull and Seagull, who attacked and chained the yokai, using his magic powers that Si-woo does not know or have learned about magic. Si-woo stood in front of Xiao and was frozen in surprise at what Xiaowa did to the yokai. Xiaowa showed him the reality of what he has to accept and adapt, sooner or later, as he has the genes of a gobble as Xiaowa attacks the yokai. Si-woo looks at him. He then tells him what magic was. Xiaowa uses the yokai. To show his magic powers to Si, we went to tell Siwa what magic was. She told Siwa that magic has the ability to consume and use energy forces. See all who explained to Si-woo that there are two types of magic that is divided into unique magic and acquired magic, which Seolhwa thinks that the first unique magic was already known to Si-woo. The example of unique magic is Goblin as sire, a rare specific ability that the goblin's bloodline remembers. See all what told Si-woo that using the ability will not require him to learn anything special and will be as easy as breathing. When Si-woo gets comfortable using the ability and using the acquire magic, any yokai or monster can use it. As long as they learn, the magic learning and training are essential for using the acquire magic and the quality of skill of the monster learning at a syllable headset. The yokai that was bind on chain because of seal has neglected its training because he was complacent about his natural size and strength, and now was humiliated by a simple binding that Seolhwa has done to him. The yokai trembles and tries to escape but couldn't because of Seolhwa magic power. Seolhwa told Si-woo that the yokai was the kind of monster that was grossly inferior to her. See all who was explaining things to Si when affirmed to him what she wanted to do in order to clear things up in advance, as she was about to teach Si-woo to use magic. She told Si-woo that she does not like annoying processes when he teaches him, and if the results were bad after a series of training, she threatened Si-woo that he would feel his wrath and just tell her early if he is not ready and give up as soon as possible. Si-woo looked at her worldly as he heard the conditions. Seolhwa added that she thinks it will be hard for Si-woo to adapt for someone who was a human a few minutes earlier, and suddenly turned his life upside down by being a half-goblin that he did not expect know about his true identity. See all will threaten Si-woo that he might even die. Bicycle was hands if he disappoints her throughout the training process, but Si-woo was determined to learn and train as he told Sol that if she teaches him, he will do his best or die. Chialo was confused. Why Si-woo was still determined to learn after what she said. Si-woo affirmed to See all that he really needs to learn no matter what her condition and was not in the place to worry what will happen to him in the future. As she listens to Si-woo's determination, Seolhwa smirks and is still sure that Si-woo is likely to fail in the process and thinks that it will be better for him not to try at all. Seolhwa told an asked Si-woo if they should have a meal first, and Si-woo was curious why Snall was asking him for a meal. See all what told Si-woo that having a meal is helpful. As what she said earlier that it takes consuming forces to perform magic. She showed Si-woo her magic and told him that force is the power of all the inhabitants of their monster war. And Siwa would not have a lot right now. Si-alta told him that Siwa could accumulate magic forces naturally just by breathing in the air of the monster world and eating food and water from their world. But see, we had just arrived in the monster world for Si-woo. Nothing could accumulate with only his normal diet of the human world, and the power he had since birth is what he should have. She smirks and laughs at Si-woo as he asks him if he's hungry and that he must have starved after all the work he had done early when he first entered the monster world. Si-woo kindly denied. Seolhwa told her that he was not hungry at the moment. Suddenly an unusual feeling was felt. By Si-woo, Si-woo instantly trembled and struggled as his veins were popping out of his body. He was shocked by what was happening to him and looked at his hands confusedly and did not know what was happening. Si-woo looks at how Si-woo struggles as she had already told her earlier that he had very little force left on him because of the Yankee that he fought earlier. Seolhwa told Si-woo that he had little force left on him because of what he did earlier as he saved little power from the human world and suddenly used it on the monster world. Si-woo must have been exhausted just coming in from the monster world, and that made a typical depletion of the force. She walks to him as he struggles and holds him in his back, saying that there is a solution to Si-woo's struggle. Si-y'all whispers in his ear, as she was saying to Si-woo if he can see the state of the Yokai monster. The Yokai has been struggling to break free ever since he was bound by Siola's magic. Sialwa told Siwa that there are rules among monsters. She said that if a judge had declared the winner of the formal duel, the life of the loser's life is in the hands of the winner. Si-woo trembles and could not believe Seal as she tells him that the most effective and simple way to consume forces to eat the monster and consume his force with the monster's size, it will be a good meal for Si-woo, and his hunger will go right away after he consumes the monster's force. Si-woo moved by himself towards the monster like he was being controlled, and not in control of his mind. Si-woo moves with his monster instinct. The monster trembled as Siwa was walking towards him for the first time in Si-woo's life. He felt a hunger that a normal being would not understand a hunger. To eat the monster to consume its force is what Siwa was feeling right now. Si-all will look to see with walking towards the monster as he feels Si-woo's desire, as she whispered in his ears, telling him that the only way to solve his problem and stop this struggle was to eat the monster and consume its force. The only thing Siwa was thinking at the moment is to feed his hunger. The monster trembled as he thought that Siwa would eat him, but Siawa seems not to think that the goblin's true nature was greedy. All will looked at Si-woo surprisingly as the goblin's greedy nature will try to capture a prey that is much more nutritious and delicious, like Si-woo thought of Saul. Si-woo attempts to attack Seal as he finds her more nutritious than the monster and will gain a lot of force. Sialho was surprised because he did not expect Si-woo to attack and try to eat him. She uses his magic powers on him, like what he did to the monster, and chained him up. A great amount of power was released by Sialwa. She told Si-woo that no matter how hungry he is, he should not be arrogant, as he thinks that he can eat Svenwa. See all what Maxie was saying, that a half-goblin like him really thinks that he can eat a nine-tailed fox. Si-woo looked at Xiao as she chained him, but his mind was only thinking that Sahua was his prey. Sialwa thought that Siwa was underestimating her by his physical appearance before even Sialoha could finish her sentence to try to teach Si-woo a lesson he had already preyed on. Her Si-woo broke off the chain that was binding him with his bare hands, and Scala could not believe that Siwa did that. See all who was surprised, that even if one chain has broken, she was surprised that he can break it, just with his arm strength. Si-woo immediately attacks as soon as he break free from the chain, but Zaho was able to dodge it before it even hits her. Si-woo was still not in a normal state and continued to look Si-wall as his prey. See all the thought that even if Si-woo was a half-goblin and half-human, a goblin is a goblin. She pulls out one of her nails and tells Si-woo that she has acknowledged him. Si-woo was persistent and continued to aggressively attack Sialwa. Sialwa drew a magic circle using his blood and summoned the Blessed Great King. Demon's one fist, a large red fist, appeared and tried to attack Si-woo. Si-woo was immediately alarmed as the red fist of the demon came to him. Siawa ordered the demon to attack all as it faces Si-woo. She summoned the palm, and a great intense magic was released into the palm of the Great King. The intense magic hits Si-woo as he tries to defend himself. Even the big monster that Si-woo fought earlier was caught by the intense magic Sielwa has released. The intense magic that Xiaoho has released to the demon's palm pushed Si-woo back, and the monster disappeared from her side. See all who was mocking him as he thinks that Si-woo did not make it alive. She thinks that even if he was dead, he would be already asking for death when he first attacked her. Before Chialha could even finish her thought, she saw Si-woo standing. She was surprised that Si-woo can even stand after the attack that it took him. Si-woo had changed appearance, and the thorn grew in his forehead, even though Si-woo has just awakened. Only a few goblins could be chosen to be enlightened for their own magic, as Si was showed his ability to become a symbol of the goblin race. He held his horn and broke it. The horn that he broke turned into a weapon. Shalwa thought that even though Siwa was just a half-goblin, he had shown a lot of sides, even if he just awake. Si-woo held the horn that immediately became a weapon and was ready to attack Saul as he preys on her and wants to eat and consume her force.